Hello from Vancouver, British Columbia. Man, this has been an exciting trip. So we're here for the 4th of July. It's been a busy 4th of July. Canada Day is also July 1st, so they have a 3-day weekend as well. So it's very, very busy, but still very happy to be here. As I do, I'm gonna start off first talking. I'm gonna talk about just things that you need to know off the bat. Then I'm gonna go through the places that I went to, the places that I should have gone to but didn't have time, and then the one place to stay away from. Everybody has told me to stay away from this place, so we'll just jump straight into it. So first off, we flew into Seattle, rent a car, travel across the border. Border experience was actually pretty simple. They do ask you some questions. The guy, you know, I think this is typical of Border Patrol, but they don't exactly have the friendliest demeanor to them. And it's just questions about, you know, is this a rental car? What do you do for work? How long are you gonna be here? So they're trying to gauge, like, is this somebody who potentially is gonna stay here longer than they should? That's the first piece you have to know if you're coming from the US. Quick tip off the bat, bathrooms are not called bathrooms, they're called washrooms. So you'll sound less like a tourist if you go places and you ask where the washroom is. Everything here is in kilometers. And I jokingly said to my wife, what the f is a kilometer? So first thing we got in, I see the speed signs, right? 100 kilometers speed limit. And I'm like, oh shit, I didn't memorize my conversion chart. So anyway, 62.137 miles per hour if you're coming from the US. Another suggestion is if you're traveling, you might want to use a credit card, such as the one here. That's the Sapphire Preferred. This is not an ad for them, but they do allow me to use it anywhere outside of the US, and then they don't charge me any sort of conversion rate. So it's really convenient. I've been checking my online bank account. I see the charges there. Really, really convenient if you're somebody who's planning on traveling outside of the US. A card like that one can come really in handy for you. Seafood, make sure you try seafood. Every single meal we've had here has been absolutely delicious, but seafood, especially where you are, absolutely delicious. And then lastly is parking time limits. Very interesting. So a lot of the places here, you either walk up to a little machine and plug in the license plate, make sure you take a picture of your rental car if you guys are doing that. And then it'll allow you 2, 3, 4 hours, whatever it is. And then some other places you can download an app and do it through the app. Now, because you're doing it with your license plate, there's actually many, many places we went to, especially around the downtown area, that don't allow you to extend your time. They want you to move. I actually ran into one of the parking, you know, patrol, whatever they're called, and she basically mentioned, like, yeah, they want essentially people to leave so other people can come in and spend money in the restaurants in the area, etc. So one of the tips that she gave me is if you plan on doing that, come back to your car and use coins, because if the coins are in there and you extend it using actual money, nobody's gonna know. But it is something that I didn't know, and you should know if you're coming to Vancouver, is a lot of places you go to, it'll give you a 2-3 hour limit, and then that's it. You can't extend it because it'll recognize your license plate. You have to do a little bit of better planning if you wanna be somewhere longer, or if you're away from your car and you're like, oh man, my 3 hours are up. You can't always just add more time, which is kind of frustrating, but a reality here and something you should know. Now we're gonna go through the things that we did, along with the things that we could do next time we're here. I got recommendations for you at the hotel from people on Instagram that messaged me who live around the area. So lots of different things to combine together. So day one when we got in, we really just explored a little bit of Burnaby. Now Burnaby is away from downtown. If you talk to folks that are from here, whatever it is, they're gonna go, why are you staying in Burnaby? Number one, Burnaby is a little bit more quiet. It's kind of a business district, if you will. We're a little bit away from the city. I kind of like that when I'm traveling with family. If it was just my wife and I would rather stay in the middle of downtown Vancouver, but it just kind of depends on what you're into. This place too does have no charge for parking at the Delta Marriott here, Burnaby, which I'm a big fan of because those parking fees always add up. There's a casino connected to this, so if you're somebody who likes to gamble, this might be the right place for you. And everything is a 20 to 30 minute drive, so nothing seemed excessive to me. So the next day, we had a full day. We went to Granville Island. Seeing the houseboats were cool, and there's so much to eat there. We're actually gonna go back today before we drive back to Seattle. We then went up to English Bay and then Stanley Park. And we walked around Stanley Park, but I will recommend get a bike to go all around Stanley Park. It is absolutely beautiful. You can drive a lot of it, but we hit mad traffic in Stanley Park. It would have been so much better to be on a bike. Definitely something I recommend the next time that you do so. And on our way up to English Bay, right, we walked through Sunset Beach, which is pretty views back of Vancouver, but nothing spectacular. It's really up to that English Bay and Stanley Park area where it's just, Stanley Park is just gorgeous. The amount of trees, it is absolutely gorgeous. We ate at the brewery at Stanley Park, really good. And that kind of completed a full day. Day two, we went to the Vancouver Aquarium in Stanley Park. You need at least 3 hours there. It is so beautiful. They have, it's kind of, you're underselling it if you call it an aquarium. And this is talking to you folks from Vancouver. Really glad that we went. Kiddo absolutely loved it. We then drove over to Canada Place. We kind of wanted to see a little bit of that downtown area. Ate at the Club Cafe, the Cactus Club Cafe that we keep seeing, which was also delicious there. From Canada Place, we walked a little bit east to Gastown. I've been told here, let's see, nice place to walk around, good food, vibe, live music, see the steam clock. We didn't get a chance to do that. It is something that if you want to spend more time in the downtown area, that is somewhere where I have to come back to. And then we drove over to Kitsilano Beach to kind of finish off the day. We did a big walk around there. Again, it is a long weekend, so a ton of people there enjoying the sun, enjoying the nice weather. That was full day 2. Full day 3 is just a split of Lynn Canyon, the suspension bridge, the water hole there. Beautiful, beautiful hiking, super close to the city. And then Capilano Suspension, a little bit pricey. That to me is a one and done. So it was about 70 Canadian dollars per adult. Kids under 6 are free. You know, there's a restaurant inside, there's little places for kids to play. Like, it's really nice to do, but given how expensive it is, like I said, that's a one and done. I'm glad we did it. When I come back to Vancouver, that's not a place I'm going to. The Lynn Canyon, which was beautiful, was absolutely free. So just something to keep in mind if you're looking to do something with suspension bridge or have fun like that. Lynn Canyon may be a better option for you. And that took the whole day. Other places that we did not get to visit that we want to, and you should if you have the time, is Yale Town, Squamish up north, Whistler as well, and then as I mentioned, Gastown. That covers a lot of it. As I spoke to people at the hotel, obviously more things came up. Mountain is somewhere, again, I want to visit near Capilano. Didn't get a chance to. Whistler, Victoria, their ferries are not that expensive to go to Victoria. You just have to plan it in advance. We tried doing it here, everything was booked. You know, it was gonna give us like 4 hours in Victoria, not enough time. But I've always heard really spectacular things about the gardens in Victoria. That is something you could do. And really the one place to stay away from, the one place that everyone has told me, stay the hell away from this place, is Hastings Street, near Chinatown specific. But it's a long street. And as we drove up from Burnaby into Hastings, you do kind of get a sense of like, oh, okay, yeah, this isn't that great. I'm sure there's a lot of restaurants and stuff there, but as a tourist, there's a lot of places in West and North Vancouver that you want to check out. So try not to spend too much time on Hastings. That covers a lot of information. We'll go now through the video, the B-roll. You'll see a little bit of everything that we did. There are going to be individual videos that I'll release that are longer pieces of it. So if you want to just get a snapshot or an idea of what the Vancouver Aquarium covers, you can check out a longer video for that. But for this vlog, to not make it 30 minutes, I'm gonna keep it more concise. With that said, we gotta check out and make our way to Seattle. We'll have another video on Seattle if you're spending a few days in Seattle, what to do. Stay tuned. Well, that concluded day 1 yesterday. Ended it just here having dinner at the hotel. We were exhausted. It's a long day, bit of a longer, you know, driving time, etc. So we're gonna go out and actually explore Vancouver today after some breakfast. We're gonna start around Granville Island, English Bay, Stanley Park, around that area. I'll keep you guys updated on where it is that I go so you have an idea of what I'm showing. But other than that, let's get some food and head out. So I'm not gonna show a video of the park with a bunch of kids playing, but there's literally a water park, regular park. There's even a place with sand. Kiddo enjoyed there a little bit. This place is big, it's really nice.
First impressions of Vancouver. Thoughts? Thoughts?
Gorgeous.
Okay.
Lots of green.
Lots of green.
Lots of parks.
Lots of parks.
A lot of people.
A lot of people. There you go, folks. There's some A+ insights from my wife. Lots of green, lots of parks, lots of people. That's all you need to know. Wow. I feel like we've explored a tiny percent of Stanley Park, and it's so freaking gorgeous. Honestly, if you're not traveling with kids or they're a little bit older, rent a bike. Stanley Park is actually pretty big. It's really, really beautiful. The amount of trees, man, this is such a beautiful park. But to walk it, unless you're doing it all day long, that's pretty difficult. So we're gonna actually drive, see how much more we can see before we head back for the day. And yeah, the burrito was delicious, man. Really am so obsessed with how green it is here in Vancouver. It's amazing. New day, we are checking out the aquarium for the kiddo. I mean, we'll enjoy it too, but it's mainly for him. Heard good things about it, saw good things about it online. Figured it was worth spending the morning here. I know this is a chain, but we're finally trying the Cactus Club Cafe. See if it's any good. Just finished up the aquarium. You need at least 3 hours at the aquarium, man. I mean, I think calling it an aquarium is really underselling it. I'm trying to grab some lunch, but obviously the views, as always here in Vancouver, are just freaking amazing. I'm walking over so you guys can see kind of that Bay Area right here. We're right at the convention center area.
Gotta understand that we get one
We are checking out Lynn Canyon today, doing a little bit of hiking. Checking out the suspension bridge and then this watering hole. Well, we'll see how it looks because there's a lot of people. We actually had to, getting a little tired of not finding anywhere to park. Went down to the parking, nothing there. Had to park, and then the signs are like, if it's Tuesday and you're willing to color green, you can park here. Found a 4-hour spot outside of somebody's house. I'm obviously exaggerating, but it's a busy weekend. All right, let's get on the trail. All right, so we were at the Lynn Suspension Bridge. We did a little bit of hiking there. Went down to the twin, I'll put it up here, but we went down a little bridge, then went back up, did a bit of a loop, ended up at the water hole there. Coldest water I've ever felt by far. I couldn't get it past my knees. It hurts so bad. And folks were like diving in and stuff. I think that's the way to do it. Spent a good chunk of the morning there. Now we're off to another suspension bridge here at Capilano, except this one is expensive. So Lynn was free. Very nice to go walk around. This one was 140 something Canadian dollars for 2 adults. Children under 6 are free. Very expensive, but we're gonna see if it's worth the hype.